Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm a candy cane in the shape of Christina.
And welcome to Matrix Tango.
Hello.
We're here today to talk to you about doing the forwards ocho, okay? So we've just looked over the 6 and the 8 count basics, and now we're going to show you how you can use that 8 count basic to go into the first sort of really cool move of tango, the forwards ocho, okay? So, to do this, we're going to get to the 5th step of the basic, okay? We're going to go for a
basic 8.
The basic 8. We're going to go for a bit of an open hold just so you can see what we're doing, okay? So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Louis ends up in the cross. Now instead of just straightening up to being here, I'm actually going to over-rotate. So Louis' body, his hips are at 180 degrees to 90 degrees, sorry, to mine, but his chest is 180. So our chests are facing, but our hips are dissociated. So we step and we pivot. Step, pivot. And I just have to give a little bit of intention to Louis with my chest. I'm not using my arms, I'm not going like this. Okay? This weight is coming. And also what would happen there, Louis just demonstrated it perfectly, is our bodies would become separated. So Louis' chest is no longer facing mine, we've lost all our connection. So what I need to do is I need to bring him here and use my chest so we can keep our chest connected. Okay? Yeah. To get out of it, I can turn Louis to face me and just walk out. I can alternatively go into a cross system, so I'll show you that now. So we'll go the 5th step, into Ochos. I can then go into cross system, 1, 2, etc, etc, etc. Okay. I would carry on, but that's the thing. But as we carry on, I'll demonstrate that a couple of times just so you can see that I'm doing it. So, the tips for the leaders, prepare early, okay? So after you've got to this 5th step, as you rotate your partner, okay? And you take this first step, the second your partner's foot hits the floor, already begin rotating, okay? Because if you get there early, you'll need to put less energy in to bring your partner around, okay? My hips are staying directly forwards, okay? I'm not turning my hip with my chest, I'm not going like this. My hips stay forward, it's just my chest that goes to meet Louis.
Another tip for leaders, all of the leading is being done with this close connection hip. It's not being done with this arm out to the side. So all of this can actually be led. It's harder, but it can be led in this hold. So if you find you're using your arm a lot, get rid of it and try it without.
Super. So, now, one of the things that we want to talk about, before we just get onto the followers part, we want to talk about how we're isolating our body, okay? So we've just sort of mentioned it in passing there, but without really focusing on it too much. We want to talk about how keeping this hip separate from our upper body, okay? As Louis pivots, his hips are staying forwards. Well, they're going in one direction, and then the other. His hip is turning 180 degrees, his chest is turning 90. This dissociation allows him to maintain that contact with me, and it allows us to feel comfortable in this dance. If we lose that dissociation and he goes too far or doesn't come far enough, then it's going to make it very difficult for us to contact one another.
The easiest way that we can remember this as follows is to keep looking in that same direction over our partner's shoulder. So if we turn like this and we start doing ochos, you'll see that I'm continuously looking over Joe's right shoulder. My head staying in the same place, and I'm letting my hips guide my feet. Another tip for followers, keep your feet tight when you're turning. So by keeping your ankles together, we move away from doing this.
Okay. And I lose all connection with Louis when he does that. It completely pulls him away from me. Now, it can be a nice embellishment to do later on, but it has to be a lot more controlled than that. Okay.
So, for now, what we want to be keeping to doing is keeping those ankles tight. Keep your ankles together, keep your heels together if you like. Let that rotation be small in your free leg. Let it all come from the leg that's on the floor.
Okay? So, as Louis just mentioned there, that rotation is coming from the leg that's on the floor. he showed you before this example of you trying to produce all this momentum with your free leg. Now another thing he doesn't want to do is produce that momentum from his body. So we'll show you what that will look like, okay? If we go 2, 3, 4, 5 here. If Louis then decides, without me even leading him, to throw his body round, like that, there's nothing I can do. I've got no control over what Louis is doing there.
And what we end up doing is we get further and further apart from each other, till at some point we end up out here.
And we go.
We can't dance tango like this.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to maintain this proximity, and we want to make sure that we feel sort of our chest connected with our partner. Now the last thing we want to talk about is ways to get out of this movement, okay? So just for now, we're going to talk about, we can exit via a parallel system. So our normal walking, so we can go here, I change my weight, and we walk, bum, bum, bum. Alternatively, I can not change my weight and go into a cross system like I was saying at the beginning. So we can go here, there, I won't change my weight, 1, 2, 3, cross, into the kitchen, okay? I'm going to do that one more time because I said at the beginning I would do that and fit it into the shot, and didn't. So, here, Ochos. I'm not going to change weight here, I'm going to go 1, 2, continue, cross, and walk out, okay? With our cross system basic. Now, we're going to give you one last little bit extra that you can do, so a nice embellishment for the followers to add in, okay? So leaders, when you feel like you're really comfortable in this movement, you can add in a gancho or a hook, okay? So we'll be going through to the same position. We get to the forward ochos, okay? Now when Louis is on my left hand side, over here, about to step in this direction, okay? I can put my leg in underneath Louis' leg, okay? As I do this, I can turn my shoulders back so that he hooks my leg. What you might be able to see if Diana zooms in on my leg is that I've gone from having my leg straight, I then soften my knee around to allow Louis' leg to hook. What this allows you to do is to do this gancho with people of much different heights. So if I'm dancing with someone very tall, I can probably just keep my leg straight and their leg will cross naturally over mine, exactly, like so. But with someone who's a bit smaller or with someone who's any different height, then I can bring my knee downwards, okay? And so bring that knee to follow my partner. So if Louis stays at his normal height, we go boom, okay? And he can hook that, he can do a small hook, or if he wants to sort of show off and it's not no longer where you get kicked out, he can properly hook around my leg. And the same thing to get out, all I'm doing is opening my chest, and we're back in my shoes again, okay? So I go here, here, I go, oh, I do a gancho, in, hook.
Pro tip, when Joe's leading me into that gancho, he's letting my foot hit the floor, but he's not letting me change my weight onto it. So there my foot has hit the floor,
But he's not come.
but my weight is still on my back foot, which means that I can hook it. If my weight is on this foot, and Joe tries to hook it, we end up, shit, we end up in a really horrible dip that's not very safe. So to show that from a different angle, when we do this gancho, my weight is not on my front foot, which means that we can still hook nice and comfortably and safely.
And then open your shoulders, come out, and we're back.